let's get into this week's coffee. PERC. Right out of Savannah, Georgia, right there. We use a coffee delivery service. It is called Drink Trade. This, by the way, is not an ad, even though it should be. But but I really like I like the program. So let me tell you a bit about Drink Trade in case you haven't watched the previous coffee episode. It's a coffee delivery service. drinktrade.com. 450 unique craft coffees. Plus, I think they're always adding. You get to curate exactly what sort of flavor profiles you like, light, medium, dark, bold, funky, fruity, so on and so forth, and you get to pick how often it is delivered. We do about a bag every 7 to 10 days. The bags range anywhere from like $17 to $21 or $2, which you're paying a couple bucks more for premium coffee from all over, so it's still cheaper than buying a cup of coffee out in the world every day by far. Everything's fresh, which is important. Usually they will send you something within 48 hours of when it's roasted, which is great. This week's coffee is by PERC Roasters, right out of Savannah, Georgia. Let's put this up on the screen here. There you go. What I like about this, before we even get inside the bag, is the bag. The bag's cool, man. PERC, by the way, stands for Panther Eye Roasting Company. I went to their website. I don't know why I didn't think I didn't assume PERC was an acronym, but it is. They started in 2010, and I don't know why Panther's Eye to begin with, but that's not really the point. I will say this: love the packaging, because third wave coffee's gotten into this thing where everything is super ultra minimal and Swedish Nordics kind of clean lines and light colored wood and nothing on the walls in the shops. At first it felt cool because it was like sleek and minimal, and you're like, wow, coffee shops don't normally look like this. It feels kind of like the entrance to like an art gallery or some sort of like fancy office space or something. But once that loses its novelty, then you just feel bored by it all. If you look at like Say Coffee, their packaging right here is, it's as minimal as it gets. And Blue Bottle even is just a blank white bag with a blue bottle and the word Blue Bottle. Verve gets a little bit more, but even then their font, it just feels like I feel like I'm going into a meeting at like an architectural firm or something. I'm just like, I don't want to be here. This isn't fun. I just want coffee. When I was looking through the coffees, I gravitated towards this because of, the colors and stuff. I was like, who's this roaster? It really stood out among the pack of boring fucking office coffee. PERC is just, fuck, dude. We are in a cartoon all of a sudden. We don't need coffee. We're getting jacked up on our own childhood. I just feel like I'm having fun looking at this bag. It's a fun looking bag. Let's get into what this one is. This is a Dimtu Taro, Ethiopia. I don't know. I'm not even going to say I'm probably not saying that right. I'm not saying that right. The flavor notes are dynamic and floral. They don't really get into the specifics. They don't give you like a list of foods that you've probably never had or fruits that you've not heard of. Try and rack your brain. Like, does this taste like dragon fruit? Have I even seen dragon fruit? I don't know if I could pick dragon fruit out of a lineup among other fruits. I mean, by deduction, I guess I could, because a lot of other fruits I'd recognize. But if you just took exotic fruits only, no way. Arrest all the fruits. I don't know who they are. Take them all down. So this one, I wouldn't say it's dynamic. I guess it's the tasting range is kind of narrow for me. It's very light. I will say that, but not light like an Ethiopian normally is, which is, I like a light but very fruit forward, complex sort of deal. This is light in a way like Kenyans are light. It's very, very floral. It doesn't really have a high acidity, which a lot of Kenyans do. Kenyan coffees, not Kenyan people. I don't know of a lot of acidic Kenyan people, but I'm sure there's some out there. Not saying there aren't, and it's fine if there are acidic Kenyans. So my girlfriend said it had like a ginger snap cookie sort of flavor note, and I was like, okay, yeah, I could see that. And I feel more tea, chamomile, light tea like taste to it. And if you are looking for that, awesome. I usually am not. This is the kind of coffee where if you wanted coffee but you were like, I don't want it to taste like coffee because it just feels heavy right now because I've already had a few cups, but I want another one because I need the energy. This one's gonna do it for you because it doesn't feel like I'm drinking coffee, but I'm getting the fix. I'm getting the drug is getting into my brain. Yeah, I honestly feel like I'm drinking some sort of herbal tea, and that's not necessarily bad unless you hate tea. Then stay the hell away from this coffee. But I'm kind of digging it. I'll be honest with you, I won't order this again. But in terms of signing up for this program, trying new stuff, and being surprised at how a coffee can taste, this is a really interesting experience. So 10 out of 10 on the packaging, you guys at PERC. I like that they have a page for brewing methods. I love when coffee roasters have that in their website because a lot of people are just getting started and be like, what do I use, a Chemex or a V60? Or when it's like built into the site, you don't have to go somewhere else and look around. I love that. They have a bunch of locations. They might all be around Savannah. I've never been to Savannah. I've heard it's really nice. It's a pretty southern city. Would love to go. Would probably pop in and grab a coffee. I got to find out if they have any like comedy venues down there. And they do an instant coffee, I guess, Instant Magic, which a lot of these third wave places, they're doing their version of instant coffee. I think a Verve does that. I've tried it. It's good. There was some place in LA in Eagle Rock that did an instant coffee. And honestly, it was so much better than what I remember instant coffee tasting like, which was like licking dirt off a sidewalk. Instant coffee, if you see it at a third wave roaster, try it out. You'd be pleasantly surprised. So that's it. That's this week's coffee from Drink Trade. These are not sponsored at all by the roaster or Drink Trade. This is just how I feel about the stuff. Drink Trade should sponsor these, and maybe one day they will, but I will still give my opinion honestly, whether I love it, like it, hate it. There you have it. See you next time.